And seeking help. AA meetings and support groups all being canceled due to the pandemic. Where should people go for help if they need it?
All right, so the next thing that you may not really think of when it comes to social distancing, as it's called. This is really support groups, so programs, right?
Alcoholics Anonymous and other groups that, people are dealing with, they're canceling some of them, which could be disastrous for some people who really rely on those group interactions for support. We have addiction treatment specialist Howard Samuels with us now. Thank you so much for being with us. Help us really understand and absorb, Samuel, what this means for somebody who depends on that meeting to get them through the day.
Well, I got to tell you, this is a huge adjustment. I mean, you have to understand, a lot of the meetings, 12-step meetings, AA, NA, hundreds of people go to these meetings. I mean, they're huge. And, there's hugging, there's holding hands, there's shaking hands. It's that interpersonal connection that is vital. Well, the adjustment is going to have to be online chat rooms, phone calls, reaching out online, texting, maybe going to people's homes with 2 or 3 people so you can really connect. So there's going to have to be a huge adjustment to much smaller interactions in order to help people get through this.
And, we know how important those interactions are.
Yeah, how effective they are.
Exactly. And when it comes to, it could be a grief support group if you've lost a loved one. And when it comes to an addiction, it could be the matter of life or death if somebody falls off the wagon. Do you think that online it would be as effective?
No, it's definitely not going to be as effective, okay? Especially for the newer people that are, just coming out of their addiction or their alcoholism, but we're going to have to get through it. I mean, we're going to have to, the people that have a lot of time in these meetings are going to have to reach out to the newer people, the ones that aren't as stable, to really help them and maybe do a little bit more one-on-one, meet for, coffee at someone's home, and you're still going to have the one-on-one contact, but it's not going to be huge groups anymore. That's going to have to change for the next few months.
Let me ask you real quickly, how long can, say, some of these groups sustain, some of these people who depend on these groups sustain before it could be really dangerous for them to not have that interaction?
Well, I think that's an individual case by case.
Right.
I mean, I'm sober 35 years, okay? So for someone that's, got as much time as I have, it's not that big of adjustment. But somebody who has only months or someone who has only days, we are talking about life and death. And that individual is going to have to step up and make more phone calls, more one-on-ones. But people like me who have a lot of time are going to have to double our efforts to help them.
I think that that's a message for all of us, really. It's checking on our friends. It's checking especially on those that can't get out to get groceries, things like that. It's just compassion may make a comeback. Howard, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it. Christy Paul, thanks as always for being here as well.